Okay, so we're going to have a go at sewing up our notebooks. Now you have been asked to do 5 sections with 3 sheets of paper in each. I'm actually going to use 3 sections with 2 sheets in just to show you as an example, but it's exactly the same principle to sew up. Now this is a modified version of the way that the conservators at the Record Office would sew up a book, so it's not quite how they would do it, but our own modified version of that. Okay, so I'm going to start. You should have pre-prepared by putting holes into the section, so you've already got your holes in the spine there. And I'm going to open up the first section. I'm using brown thread, and that's just because it's easier for you to see when I'm doing this, so you can clearly see it as I demonstrate. You can obviously use any colour of thread that you would like, just beware that obviously you'll be able to see it on the inside. So when you're choosing your thread, think about whether you want to see it or not. Now I'm going to start by putting the thread into this top hole here. Thread it most of the way through. You don't want quite all of it because you need a little bit there at the end. I can actually tape that down if I want to, so just pop a bit of tape on just to hold it in place. You can hold it with your thumb if you want to, as you sew. Now we're going to do a figure of 8 to start off with, so we need to turn it so that you're going from the inside out in the middle hole, and then you're going to do exactly the same at this end hole here. So from the outside in and from the inside out in the middle hole again. And to finish your figure of 8 you need to go up to this top hole, so I'll pop it through to this top hole, and you're going to need 2 threads on the inside of each of yours, so you need to go from the top hole straight down to the bottom hole here. And that's your first section. Okay, now to add a section you need to close that one, hold it closed together and put another section next to it. You can put your thumb in the second section so that you can get to the inside, because you'll be using the inside when you sew. Okay, you're going to do the same thing but basically reverse. We're starting in the bottom hole, we're putting the bottom hole from the outside in. We're then going to go into the middle hole. Now this is where it differs slightly, because rather than carrying on and completing our figure of 8, we're going to just do a slip stitch underneath this piece of thread that you've already put. So this is the piece of thread that's going from the middle hole to the bottom hole. We're just going to go underneath that one, and we can do exactly the same on the other piece of thread as well. So this is the piece that's going from the top hole to the middle hole, and we're going to do another slip stitch there. That's just to hold it together in the middle here. Now you need to then carry on with your figure of 8, so put it in the top hole into the inside, in the middle hole, and back to the end hole there. And then you'll obviously need to go right across till you get 2 threads in the middle, so right from the bottom hole up to this top hole here. Okay, that's your second piece sewn on. So we're going to repeat the process for your third piece. So put my thumb in. Obviously it's going to go back into the top hole again because that's where we are. So top hole to the middle hole here. Repeat that stitch in the middle there, but you can go through both pieces if you want to this time. So into the middle there. Just put that round. See, that's holding. And then do exactly the same on this one. So you need the pieces that are running from the middle to the bottom, and you're going to go underneath there, pull those together, and then we need to go carry on with our figure of 8. So we're going to go down to this bottom hole. So just get into the inside again. Okay, so down to this hole here, into the middle, up to the top, and then you can go back down to the bottom from the inside. Just pull that thread through. Okay, now that is completing your section, so that's exactly what you need to do to finish off. What you can do then is you can use another piece of thread and you can go through and you can make it tighter at each of the holes if you want to. So you can just slip the thread through. I'm not going to on this occasion. We just need to take this piece of thread out from under the sellotape, and we're just going to tie it off now. So let me just grab it. There we go. I'm going to leave the sellotape on. It doesn't matter. Depends on your paper. You might be able to pull the sellotape off if you want to. You might not have put sellotape on there in the first place. So I'm going to just do a knot using the first piece of thread, the piece that was left over, and the piece that we've just taken the needle off. So very simple knot, just to tie it together so that you are holding, it will hold. There we go. Okay, and that is completed your notebook. So we've got all the sections there, and we've got the inside sections here. Don't worry if it looks a bit messy, because you will be covering that with your cover and with your spine.